Hello, and how are you doing today? Trust you're doing very well. My name is Adekunle, and I welcome you to another edition of Real Talk Unedited. So last week, I talked to you about volunteering and service, and I remember telling you a story of how I was invited to bid for a job, a printing job, and I told you I got that printing job against all odds, but I didn't tell you the details of how I got it. Intentionally, I left out those details because the crux of our conversation today is built on those details. Let's go. So, when I got to that place, everyone who got there, apart from me, went there to get the briefs to take back to their offices. They gave us a window of 4 days to revert. I didn't have to wait for 4 days. I went with my laptop and I made sure I did my designs right there in their office. And I sent the design to right there in our office in less than 1 hour. So in 3 hours, we were already done with corrections. In 4-5 hours, I had already sealed the deal. One thing that played out for me was that I was resolute. I didn't have to wait for the deadline. I created a lifeline for myself. Don't always have to wait for deadlines. Deadlines are not always the best. I created a lifeline by moving ahead of time. In fact, I didn't have to wait for 2 days. I did everything in hours. What am I trying to say? You have to stay resolute to get space at the top. It is not funny. You think somebody is going to vacate space at the top for you to enter? It's not done that way. There is no vacancy at the top for anyone. Everyone that has been at the top has had to walk his way there. Some have walked there in a crooked way. I'm not speaking in that light. I'm speaking from the angle of volunteering and service. When you serve others, what you're doing is that you are creating an army of men that will respect you. Some of us, all you do when you call others is to ask for help. It is almost predictable when somebody sees your call. Oh, this person calling me is going to ask me for something. And for 7 times, they have been right 8 times. You have to change your ways. You have to learn to volunteer and not to be a parasite and not to always be grabbing. That's not the best way. You know, one thing that interests me so much is the story of David. David in the Bible didn't just become a king overnight. When he killed Goliath, the women sang a song. You know why? It was a work of volunteer. Nobody sent him to go and do it. When he got there and he asked the question, in fact, his brothers told him to go home. The brothers in that context could mean people of influence in our lives today. And they will tell us, oh, don't try to do that. You are too small to do it. And then you will just take it. But for David, he didn't. He remained resolute. And he kept asking the right question until he got the answer he wanted. And at the end of the day, he fought. And he won. If he hadn't stayed resolute, if he had listened to what his brother had said, his name may not have been in the annals of record as it has appeared today. So what am I trying to say? Volunteering will set you up with great people. Volunteering and serving others will make you sit with great people. If you are the type that like to take undue advantage of relationships around you, it's only for a while. Because people are not daft. People can take record of what you do per time. So let me stop here. Don't ever forget that there is no space at the top, but you can find a space for yourself by volunteering. Learn to serve others so that others can serve you. Have a wonderful day and bye for now.